Today we're going to be playing the greatest game of all time, Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1. Like and follow for more, and let me know what you want to see next in the comments. The famous menu. Here we go, Final Fantasy VII. I can't count how many times I've actually played this game, but let's maybe not the battle message, battle speed, definitely put that up. Do some settings just to make things all go a little bit smoother. We'll leave the window colour as blue. I like the classic blue. Notice that Cloud is level 6 at the moment. Or ex-soldier as he's called. We get 2 potions if we examine these guys here. This is the greatest game of all time, and I don't care if you don't think so, because you're wrong! Soldier. I have to say this game looks a million times better on like an old TV like this and its original disc version than it does on like the supposedly remastered versions you get on the PlayStation Store and stuff like that. This is the best way to play it in my opinion. Notice he leveled up to level 7 in the first fight. That's because we're on Final Fantasy VII. We'll stick with Cloud, shall we? His name is Barrett. Did anyone, when they first played this game, think his name was Barret? You know, like he was French or something? I called him Barret, like, for my first ever playthrough. It was, hey, look, what's Barret doing? What you doing there, boy? Warning, warning. Oh no! Which is ice on the wolf thing. You've got little things to help you out in the battle. If I use the shoulder buttons, I can see which things are targets. If I use select, I can see what they're called. That's an MP. My Minister of Parliament is a soldier? What's that all about? I believe it stands for military police. In this context. What are you doing, Wedge? One of the most charming things about these, like the original version of this game on the PlayStation, is that it's still got all the translation errors. They fixed them in like the extra versions and stuff, so if we spot any of those, we'll point them out. We have Barret on our team. What's in the box? A Phoenix down. Gosh, I remember these graphics just being the absolute peak. Like, they were amazing when this game first came out. And then Final Fantasy VIII came out and it looked a million times better. And that was only like a year later or something. Oh, Barret, you'll never talk him round. He's a no good punk who plays by his own rules. He has a shocking dual personality disorder. One thing you got to remember to do is put Barrett in the back row, because he's a ranged attacker, so he doesn't need to be in the front. I was not entirely sure what these things were. They're called mono drives. They look like little floating balls of materia with grass coming out of them. But from what I can gather from playing the remake is that they are little robots. Little hovering robots. Follow Jesse. Yummy potion. See, this bad boy, the sweeper, needs a bolt because he's got quite a lot of HP. Ow. That's probably the toughest random battle that you get in here. The sweeper with the two blokes. I don't know what they're called. Can't remember now. I used to always wonder if there was something going to happen where you could go in this door. But it's not a thing. Although in the remake, you do go through this door and it takes you through a whole different bit of the reactor, which is cool. Save point. I don't have a memory card put in, so I can't save. What I will do though is just heal up before the boss battle. There's a boss coming up. And I want to show off the tail laser. I want to get hit by the tail laser just to show you how it happens. Seriously, I know just about every in and out in this game. I've played it that many times. Eventually, after you've played a game 500 times, you just kind of start testing the boundaries. Let me know if there's any other RPGs you want me to play. Could be Final Fantasy, could be something else. I've got Breath of Fire games, I've got all sorts. So, let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see me play. And I will try to oblige. A lot of the time, if you mention a game that I don't have and it's reasonably priced, I'll just go and buy it. Anything to add good games to my collection. I do love an RPG, I have to say. Probably my favourite genre of video game. Almost certainly my favourite genre. Alright. This bad boy we can hit with a bolt. This is the Guard Scorpion, the first boss of the game. This is really where you just want to be using your bolts. Because he's a little bit weak to the lightning. Our limit bars are growing. It's funny because I don't think they fixed the translation for this fight in the sort of remastered versions of it. Should be coming up now. So watch what Barrett says. Or Cloud says it, sorry. Barrett, be careful, attack while its tail's up. Which would imply attacking while its tail, it's going to counter-attack with its laser. Which would imply that attacking it would be a good idea, right? Because if you don't, it'll counter-attack. Whereas if you do this, it goes, hey, screw you guys, and hits you with the tail laser. So, yeah, it's clearly a mess up on their side. But hey, got me limit breaks. And I don't think they fixed that translation either. It should say, don't attack while its tail's up. But now we get to show off both our limit breaks. Braver. And the big shots. Take that, Scorpy. Come on, let's get out of here. We got 10 minutes, plenty of time. The boss dropped an assault gun, so we can pick that up. You really don't need anywhere near 10 minutes to get out of here. Yeah, notice if you get back attacked, you can just start a runaway and then it turns you around. Your rows are still messed up. So your rows are opposite, so now I've got Cloud in the back and Barrett in front, but at least I don't take double damage from a hit to the back. Yeah, that's a glitch that they forgot to fix. And the glitch still exists in the supposed remastered version as well. I don't think the remastered version really is a remastered version, it really just smooths it out. Smooths out the graphics a bit and adds in the triple speed thing. This is the best way to play it. Just it fits the style of the game to be on a small screen like this. Alright, Cowboy, let's get out of here. Remember to help Jesse. I have to say, in the remake, this scene is way more dramatic. Yeah, they're just called grunts. I really love how the remake took every little bit of this game and expanded it. Some would say it was overkill. I would say, overkill me more, please. I'd be happy for them to make 10 Final Fantasy VII Remake games. I just hope that we get a properly good remaster of Dirge of Cerberus. With good controls, because the original version of that game, the controls are pretty naff. So, tip here if you want to get ahead a bit, get some experience points. This is a good spot just to grind out. Because as soon as you leave that door, you're leaving the building and you won't get any more fights. And also, by the time you start fights again, you'll have had all your health and everything restored. So basically, it's kind of like a free grinding spot just at the beginning. Obviously, keep an eye on the clock, make sure you don't run out of time, make sure you don't die. Like, make sure your health doesn't run all the way down. I mean, there's not much chance of that because the enemies don't really do enough damage, but always just to be cautious about. I'm not going to grind just now though. I'm just going to move on. If you're a bit unsure about playing the game, if you feel like a bit of grinding will help you to cope with the fights and stuff, it's definitely worth doing. Me personally, I've played this game so many times that I don't need it. I think my camera is wavering slightly. Let me just readjust it. That should keep the planet going at least a little longer. Even that daft wee bit where they're in the tunnel, that's expanded on in the game as well, in the remake. Up the stairs, gone. So if you press the select button, you get arrows pointing you to your exits. It does help that sometimes, just because of the nature of the painted landscapes, it can be a bit confusing to know exactly where you're supposed to go. Excuse me. Nothing. Hey, listen, let's have our stick around. Don't see many flowers around here. And of course you gotta buy one. We're all in a panic. Thing really doesn't want to stay up straight, does it? tighten it up. This is really annoying, having to do this on the fly. Okay, go with that. Go with that angle. I need a better tripod. Hey, you there! See, you can stand and fight all these guys if you like. It's more experience, but if you just hit later, you'll run away. Either way, the outcome is the same, but you can get a few more fights and a bit more experience under your belt if you like. And you're fully healed at this point as well. You should have full health and everything, so the fights are pretty easy. Alright, Cloud, let's go.
Last train at a Sector 8 station. Last stop is Sector 7, Trade Graveyard. Expected time of arrival is 12:23 a.m. Midgard Standard Time.
Talk to this guy. This is my house. Fake ideas. Fake ideas? Fake IDs. Naughty, naughty. It's because of that blooming pizza. People underneath are suffering. Oh, I think that includes me. The next one's gonna be bigger. So a wee tip for anybody here, and let's talk to this couple first. If you want a few more levels, a bit more leveling up, you can go out this way. The train graveyard, and you should have fully healed everything, right? So this is the train graveyard. You revisit this from the opposite side of it later, but you get fights, and it's not, if I remember correctly, let me just wait and see. Yeah, they're not the same fights that you get in the train graveyard later when you come back through it. They're actually more level appropriate. So again, you can do a few fights here. You could run down all your MP, all your health if you wanted to, because that's all going to get restored by the next time you fight anything again. So a good wee place if you want to do a little bit more grinding on Cloud. You know, if you're aiming to get all of the limit breaks before you leave Midgar, it's probably a good idea to do this. I have done that before. Not going to do that this time though. It's not really worth the effort. Yeah, there's a way out here, but that never becomes available to you. You can go up here and you can look at I think you can look up at the pillar. It's one of the pillars that holds up the plate. The dialogue at this part can be a little bit different depending on how quickly you get to the front door. Whether the people have moved about or whatever. So you can see Tifa. You can go to all these other places as well just now if you want, but we'll go there after. Let's talk to Barrett. So if everyone hasn't gotten indoors yet, he asks you something. He asks you a question, which you have to answer. By the time you've done that, everyone's indoors, and then he lets you go. It's Tifa. This actually affects the date scene later in the game. If you give it to Tifa, you get points towards her for the date scene. If you give it to Marlene, it goes towards Barrett for the date scene. Doesn't matter really for me. I'm just going to give it to Marlene. And now pretty much nothing happens unless you try and leave. You can talk to people. Try and leave, and oh, here he comes, the big man, Big Berry. So at this point, I'm pretty sure you can leave and still go and do stuff if you really want to. Go and talk to people and whatnot. You can head straight down into the basement, or you can talk to Tifa and you get a bit of extra dialogue. I'm just going to go straight down. This is one thing they cut out of the remake, and I'm quite disappointed. You don't get to see the underground base. Maybe they'll bring it in part 3, maybe, I don't know. Of course, in part 3, the 7 plate has been dropped on the place, so. Shucks. Money. Funny thing here, you can watch the telly if you go up to it and click on it. Yeah, I was trying to speak to Jesse there, not the telly. You can talk to all the gang if you want, they all have various bits of dialogue. I always thought on the table there that bottle looks like a bottle of Mountain Dew. 1500 gil. Anyone else used to sing a wee song along to that? I always sing it in my head every time. I can now equip materia. Alright, so you can now explore everything the little town of Sector 7 has to offer. You can't go out this way because it's not a real exit. Even though there's a sign. This is a store. Doesn't sell anything too useful, potions and that. But you know, you can get magic, you can get fire magic, which is probably worth buying, I would say. Maybe not worth buying anything else really. But you get another fire magic, but not until way later in the game. When you get Red 13, he comes with one equipped. It's also probably worth buying a few iron bangles. Buy 3. Equip them on everyone. If you've been doing the grinding, like I've sort of explained, then you'll have tons of money, so it's worth doing that to get your defense up. This place is cool. You can go up here and you get tutorials. And all materia. And an ether. If you talk to any of these people though, you can get some cool tutorials. So it explains all the different mechanics, but I'm not going to go into that. And we can go up here. You can rest in here for, is it a gil? 10 gil? 10 gil. But we've got full health and everything anyway. So we don't need anything from in here. And there aren't any items. So before going any further, just make sure we're prepared. Make sure everyone's got at least one type of attack materia. I'm going to give them the lightning all. A lot of stuff is weak to lightning in this game. I'll give him the restore as well because he's got the most MP. So you can go in here, and this is Johnny's house. You might recognise Johnny if you've played Final Fantasy VII Remake. And his mum and dad are wearing the same outfits and everything in the remake as well, which is quite funny. So this character is greatly expanded on in the remakes, but in this he's just he's in a couple of parts of the game. He's here, and he's in Costa del Sol at one point as well. You don't have to interact with him whatsoever if you don't want to. Whereas in the remake, it's got a reasonably large part to play. and in rebirth. I said you say something. I won't give in to violence, and I'm not giving you my seat either. So this upcoming bit, the alarms are about to go off on the train and you have to try and run down the train. If you choose to let the timer run out in the very first carriage and then jump off, you have to walk further to get to the reactor. Logistically, that doesn't actually make any sense, but, well, maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it kind of does. But, yeah, you want to try and make it all the way to the end of the cars if you can. You get more stuff to see to do that way. But everything's on a timer, and the timer basically counts down until you go through a door and then it resets. But there's things you can do, like I've got 15 seconds, I can run down and talk to this guy. It's like, oh, you'll talk to me even though there's an alarm going, and he gives you a free Phoenix down. We're gonna lock the doors. And if you run down here and talk to this blonde guy, he'll give you a high potion. Now this next bit's slightly tricky. So you just gotta watch the guy with the spiky hair here. Notice it goes jingle jingle. He's stolen my money. You have to chase after him. By any chance, busted? That's right. And then he gives you, so he actually steals your guild. So you got to chase him down to get it back. I don't think there's anything you can get in this car. I think you just have to kind of go for it. But notice those guys are naked. That's because Jesse and Biggs and Wedge have stolen their clothes. There ain't no time for that. on. Now, something you can do at this bit is you can run all the way down the screen, and then you come to a door with the soldiers come out of, and you can fight them, and you basically can just fight them over and over and over again, because they don't stop. But what you're supposed to do is go this way. And because we got all the way to the end, it's only one screen and boom, you're there. Ah, shut up, Barrett, and get in the tiny hole. Get ourselves a wee ether. For this bit, there's no items or anything on this entire thing, so they turned this like single screen into an entire chapter basically in Final Fantasy VII Remake, where literally in this game you can just bypass the whole thing by just going up here. You can go over there and speak to Wedge if you want, but climbing up this tube is basically the way you need to go. There's also another tube at the other side you can go in as well, but they both take you to the same place. The potion. So I think it's that one you come out of, I think. Our first fight with Tifa and the team. We've got some, are they called gas strikes? Grass strike. As far as I remember, they don't really do any damage. They just hit you with silk, which slows you down. So these fights just take a minute to get through. Well, they can attack you. Okay. There's ones later on disc 2, right at the end of disc 2, that are similar. Is it a similar thing, or are they a robot? I can't remember now. But there's a thing, you can go through a tunnel in disc 2, and the enemies, all they literally do is slow you down. They don't do any damage. They're completely pointless. They're essentially just there to waste your time. Gosh, she's only level 5. Her starting level is based on your own, so if you're a higher level, then she'll be slightly higher level, but she always ends up being lower than you. Damn you, Jesse, and your finagling of the cards. Ah, see, no, that was the wrong tube. That's the one you come back up. If you choose not to go up the other one, so this is the way I have to go. Got another save point there, if need be. And let's go for a ride. Whee! These guys aren't weak to lightning, but they can poison you. blind. I think there's other versions of the same monster later on that can poison you. Either way, they're not much hassle. Notice how this is the same as the first reactor, only slightly different. Instead of a crumbly rock face there, you've got a pipe. So they haven't just reused the same scenery again. At least not for that one area anyway. I think the rest of it is pretty much the same. Until you get up to the top floor. Now, these things, what are they called? Proto machine guns. Don't even have to do anything much. You can just sit here and wait for Cloud to do his thing. Oh, you are kidding, I didn't kill them all. Oh man. This is because I've been rushing through it and I'm not at a high enough level. If I was probably one more level higher, that would have killed them in one hit. See if I can get another group of them, and we'll see if now that I'm level 8. Is it level 8 or level 9? Now that I'm level 9, will they go down in one? Cloud's having a daydream. The bomb is set. Okay, now we just need to climb all the way to the top. The enemies is definitely worth a bolt. That wee guy in the middle is called a smogger. Shove a lightning bolt up their backside. And what the dog's called? Blood taste. Mmm. $24G. I wonder if there's a significance to that number, 24G. Still not strong enough to kill the gun in one hit. Switch on. Okay, can we do this in one try? I doubt it, but... Nah, it's too early. Yeah! Did it in two, that's not too bad. We save here. We're about to face off against a boss, so bit of preparation. Let's cure magic. Just cure everybody. Gonna move some of the materia around. Keep at it with the ice, but I want him to have restore and all. Because him and Tifa are going to be on the same side, Cloud's going to be on his own. You can only all the side that you're at. Or you can only all one side. It's really handy to have a limit break going into this boss fight. Because the airbuster turns around, you can hit it from behind. And if you hit it from behind with a limit break, it does a ton of damage. Techno Soldier. Now prepare yourselves for the best boss music of all time. I don't care what it is, I'm gonna bust him up. We'll do the limit break first. Oh no, I turned around. Big bomber. Alright, so his back turn lets him braver him. Nice. See, that's a lot of damage. Barrett really needs healed though. There's a lot of counterattacks. Oh, big bomber's out of ammo. Turn function non-operational. And that's where we're going to call it for today. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the wee bell to get notifications. If you want to see me play more Final Fantasy VII on an old styley TV, then yeah, come back, let me know in the comments. But for now, hope you'll have yourselves a great day. I will catch you later on.